Well, it's been about 2 months since we posted anything here on YouTube. We have a lot to catch up on, friends, including moving halfway around the world, but we'll get there. We had to take some time off from creating with how crazy these last couple of months have been, but we are so back and we cannot wait to share what we've been up to. For starters, we sold the van.
I don't know how I'm feeling. We've had so many memories in here. It really feels like the end of a massive chapter, and it has been my favorite chapter of my life. It really does feel like yesterday I was driving this thing off the lot and it was just an empty cargo van. I dreamed about this for so long, and I put my entire soul into building this van. Every little inch of it. And it was really hard. And it was so worth it.
This little van took us to so many incredible places. From the tip of the Baja Peninsula, up the entire West Coast, and across the country, twice. This was a chapter of total freedom. Sure, living in a vehicle comes with its own set of very real challenges, but for us, it was always worth it. Sacrificing convenience for a life full of adventure. That is what Vanlife means. It challenges you, teaches you to become adaptable, and opens you to the growth that only those sink or swim type of experiences can. The bad days just made the good days that much sweeter. And honestly, some of my favorite stories were the ones that weren't so fun when they were happening in the moment. Like the time we almost got stuck at the bottom of a canyon in Moab, or the 2 weeks we ended up stranded in the middle of Mexico waiting on a radiator.
Are we stranded?
It wasn't that long ago, but I already have this intense sense of nostalgia looking back through our random Polaroid collection. 2 years, 40,000 miles, 20 national parks, and an endless amount of memories and stories that we will be telling for the rest of our lives.
This chapter it was so special. I'm not gonna make a YouTube video of me crying, I promise. It's time to move on to the next chapter, and it's time for this van to go to a new home. Yeah, there's so many big things ahead. Yeah, it's the end of an era.
So, what's next? Well, first of all, we took a month to do absolutely nothing. After 2 years of constantly moving, having to always worry about things like how much electricity and water we were using, where we were going to get our next shower, and are we safe to park here overnight, our little temporary Airbnb in San Diego felt like a 5-star luxury hotel. We got asked a lot how long we thought we would be on the road. We never really had a set timeline, so the answer was always when it's no longer fun. And while we never hit a point where we weren't overall having fun, the decision fatigue that comes with van life was starting to wear on us, and other dreams were starting to sound more fun. So it was time to reevaluate. Now, to really properly explain how we decided to move on from van life, we gotta start at the beginning. It was your classic boy meets girl story. If said boy lived on a remote island, started DMing said girl, and then flew her out for their first date. Yep, that was how we started dating. I was in the middle of building out my van, and Nick had been on the island for about a year when our mutual best friend suggested that we would hit it off. started messaging, which turned into FaceTime calls, which turned into me flying to a remote island for 10 days to stay with a guy that I hardly knew. Yeah, it could have gone so horribly wrong, but it didn't. We immediately clicked, bonded over our mutual love for cinematography, hiking, drones, diving. It was an incredible trip. This is also when Nick introduced me to this little leather-bound book here. Yeah, it sounds intense, but it's his extreme version of a bucket list, an idea he actually got from this show here.
Humankind only has 8 months and 12 days left on Earth.
You're serious?
Yeah, the apocalypse is, nigh. Apocalyst. Every last thing I want to do before things go kaput. So what do you say? You in?
The show got canceled after 1 season, but basically, the idea is that if you knew the world was ending, what would you want to do or see in your time left on this planet? The pages of Nick's Apocalyst were full of some of the coolest, most absolutely random things you could think of, and I was now totally invested in his quest. But there was one item that really caught my eye. And we all know how that ended. He flew into Phoenix.
Yeah.
We crossed the border together.
Yeah.
How long did you think you were going to stay in the van?
12 days.
How long did you end up staying in the van?
It hasn't stopped yet.
What was supposed to be a 2-week road trip down the Baja Peninsula turned into 2 months of getting lost in Mexico, which turned into 2 years of traveling together all over the states in my van. Somewhere along the way, Nick surprised me with my very own Apocalyst, and we quite literally hit the road and started checking items off. It's incredible. It was pretty epic. We got to cross off so many things on both of our Apocalysts. After 2 full years, we kind of got to the point where most of our Apocalyst items couldn't really be done in the van anymore. So we did what any other sane adults would do. We sold all our shit and moved halfway around the world.
Again soon. Mahalo for flying with us today. Until next time, ahoy.
It was definitely a bittersweet decision to get off the road. A part of me will always miss the van, but time just seems to be moving faster and faster as we get older, and we have so many other things we want to accomplish. The timing just felt right to start chasing some other dreams. Like the dream to put down some roots in a small community that we love.
Can I do 2 ube cold brews and...
You're gonna love it.
That's so good.
Since Nick had lived on the North Shore prior to coming to travel with me, we already had a great sense of community and friends here, and we knew it would be the perfect place to put down some roots where we can continue to check off Apocalyst items and serve as a home base for some international travel. Oh, and probably the best part, our best friends, the ones that actually introduced us, moved in right next door. It's a big change being stationary, but we've completely settled into our little apartment and a slower pace of life.
Dude, it's so good. We were just there last weekend. Like the only
No,
guy
he's
that knows how to
he
cook.
is in front of the house.
It's funny how living in a vehicle really puts things into perspective for you. Things like hot water and a flushing toilet become luxuries rather than necessities, and you start to realize just how little you really need to be happy. Van life is hard, it's messy, and honestly, at times, exhausting. But I wouldn't trade the last 2 years for anything. I can honestly say that building out and traveling in that van is the best decision I have ever made. That one scary leap is what has opened the door to so many incredible experiences and opportunities, including the opportunity to enter this next chapter with some of my favorite people. After 2 years of aimlessly wandering, it feels like we finally have a home. We're feeling so grateful and excited to keep sharing these little snapshots of our lives with you guys. It means a lot that you're tuning in, so thank you for being here.
Hi, Bud. I'm so happy to be here.
Looks like a Christmas tree ornament just sitting up in the sky.
Oh, it's like burning into my corneas. I can't stop looking at it though. It's so pretty.
When I close my eyes, I could see it.
What are you doing?
I'm barking.
Marley! You're good.
This is fun. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Nicholas Strauss.
My name is Nick. I'm a 32-year-old man, 31,
Mid-30s.
from Chicago.
That's it?
I like to eat.
What made you interested in buying me a plane ticket to Hawaii in the first place?
You had a cute butt. Next question, please.
Are you loving van life?
That's okay. Yeah, I love it. I can't even think of like one fight we've had in the van for space.
I don't think we've had a fight yet. Have we?
No.
I really don't think we have, though.
When I invited you out to Hawaii, out of the blue, after only talking to you for 3 days on Instagram and not having your cell phone number, what was your first thought? Follow-up question, how cute did you think I looked?
Well, you have...
Follow-up question, did you stalk me on Instagram?
He has no posts on Instagram. Not a single one. And your profile picture at the time, actually I think it still is an AI-generated one. So I had no idea what you actually look like. But Molly wouldn't be setting me up with you if she didn't think, like, I would think you were cute.
She thinks I'm cute.
I do. I think he's very cute. What was he?
So what did you... I've seen all the states living in a bus for a couple years. And then I moved sight unseen to the island state of Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And somehow, even though I told myself I would never be leaving that island, here I am traveling around on wheels again with you.
Why'd you leave the island?
I already told you, you got a cute butt.
It's not that cute.
I gotta go see about a girl.